Maybe you're good.
Right.
You're good?
Yeah.
All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Newton Town Council regular meeting of May 28th, 2025. If we could please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Can we have a roll call, please?
Mr. Coos?
Here.
Mr. Dixon?
Here.
Mrs. Diglio?
Here.
Mrs. Teets? Here. Mayor LaFois?
Here. In accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, notice of this regular meeting was given to the two newspapers of record and posted on the official bulletin board on January 3rd, 2025. All right, item 4 is the approval of the May 12th, 2025 regular meeting minutes. Any comments, questions, clarifications? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion to approve the minutes of May 12th, 2025.
Second?
I'll second.
I have a motion by Councilwoman Diglio and a second by Councilman Coos. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Coos?
Yes.
Mr. Dixon?
Yes.
Mrs. Diglio?
Yes.
Mrs. Teets?
Abstain.
Mayor LaFois?
Yes. All right, number 5 is open to the public. At this point in the meeting, the town council welcomes comments from any member of the public on any topic to help facilitate an orderly meeting and to permit the opportunity for anyone who wishes to be heard. Speakers are asked to take one turn at the microphone and please limit their comments to 3 minutes. The clerk will keep time. If reading from a prepared statement, please provide a copy and email a copy to the clerk's office after making your comments so it may be properly reflected in the minutes. Council may choose to comment after the entire public portion has concluded. Tom, anyone in person? Seeing none, Tom, do we have anybody online?
No raised hands.
No raised hands. All right, we'll move on from there. Next item on the agenda is council and manager reports. Mr. Russo.
Yeah, just to note for the record, several proclamations, Mayor. We have Eagle Scout Edward James Muldoon, Mateo Pascal, and Chase Michael Vince Cruz. There's a proclamation for Mental Health Awareness Month, Tick-Borne Disease Awareness Month, and then National Nurses Week, National Police Week. The only other item is just a friendly reminder, the June 9th council meeting will be Zoom only because the voting machines will be in the room. So just if you could make a note, June 9th council meeting, Zoom only due to the primary that is on June 10th. Thank you.
And those Eagle Scout proclamations will be delivered at the appropriate ceremonies. Councilmember Coos.
Nothing today.
Councilmember Diglio.
Actually, just have one thing. The parade went very well, the Memorial Day parade and the ceremony. And I want to thank the many sponsors for their various donations. I also want to thank the people who came to honor our veterans who have passed. And I want to thank the Newton Police Department and the Newton DPW. We could not have this parade and memorial service without you. Finally, I want to thank all of our servicemen and women who have given it all so we can enjoy our freedoms. May they all rest in peace, knowing their sacrifices have not been forgotten.
Very nice. Anything else?
Newton Day is coming up on June 7th, working on that now.
Okay. And I know there's a committee, but is there anything that you need from the council or anything at this time?
Volunteers, if anyone would like to come down, especially in the evening, help me out with those pop-ups. Could use a little help with those. If anyone wants to stand there, give somebody a break.
Do they have to be adults?
They should be 18 and over,
18 and over, okay.
the supervising children.
Okay, is there a number of volunteers that you need or for any certain times?
We start pretty early, around, I think, 5 o'clock we start with them.
Okay,
And Tri-State does give me 5 young men to help me.
okay,
And I usually do at least one, and that's why I need a couple people to relieve them, because standing there helping kids hour after hour, you need to be able to take a break. Get some food, get something to drink, go to the little girls' room or boys' room. So anyone that could come down, even if it's just to help for a half hour, an hour, that would be wonderful.
okay. Okay. Councilmember Teets?
I do not have anything further other than to thank Sandy for all the work that she did along with the other committee folks for the Memorial Day Parade. I will take credit for the beautiful day that we had, considering the weekend was a little iffy. Yeah, whatever, I'll be in touch with you for Newman Day.
Thank you.
Sure.
Deputy Mayor Dixon?
Yeah, just a couple things. On May 16th, myself, the mayor and Mr. Russo attended the 24th Legislative District's online forum. Just, it was a good time to be able to kind of get up to date with their latest crusades and what they're up to and what we could potentially utilize them for. So that was a good meeting. May 21st, we had a planning board meeting. Wasn't really much, just the housing fair share plan and state plan cross acceptance were approved by the planning board. I want to thank everybody that was involved in the parade, came out to the parade. It was a good day. And then lastly, just the squad. Last week was EMS week, so hope you guys had a good EMS week. And that's all for tonight.
Thank you. On May 17th, Councilwoman Diglio and I attended the Newton Fire Department annual installation dinner. It was a lovely evening. It was great to see a lot of mutual aid partners there. Mr. Russo attended as well. One thing of note is that as we have had historically, we have the next generation getting involved. And I made mention in my comments that we have the Teets family, the Blakeleys, the Wecklers, I mean, so many as I looked around the room of the next generation who are following suit of the previous generation, and in some cases for Michelle's family, 3-4 generations of family members that are, you know, volunteering their time and undergoing all the hours that are needed to train and support the efforts. I know Justin's in the back of the room too, as a mutual aid responder, but from the fire department, it's a big commitment. So it was nice to be invited to their dinner and attend and recognize all of their work. 411 calls last year. So that was nice. And as Deputy Mayor Dixon mentioned, it was good to be on a joint call with the 24th Legislative District. As you can imagine, there was a lot of conversation around what's going on with Route 80. And during the meeting, we started the meeting with one day that the 2 lanes were supposed to be opened, and by the end of the meeting, it got postponed by like 3 more days. So we're kind of getting real-time updates.
Blocked out that stress.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, not so much. Matt, thank you for attending the planning board meeting last week. I also want to thank everyone that was involved, Sandy and the whole planning committee, for the Memorial Day parade. All of our first responders played such an important role in that parade. The reverence ceremony, I thought, and partially because I think the weather was so great, thanks Michelle, the ceremony was just really nice this year, and it was wonderful to recognize Harry Kaplan for his service. And he reminded me that he has been part of planning 20 of them. So this was his 21st, and for him to be the Grand Marshal, he felt really, really special and recognized and appreciated. His whole family came out, and then certainly as a ceremony down at the VFW afterwards. And that is always such a important day of remembrance. And I'm glad, I mean, there are so many that happen throughout the county and throughout the state, but I'm glad that the town of Newton continues to do that every year. I publicly want to just recognize and thank Gary Marion, who is relocating out of state and has submitted his resignation from the planning board. I've known Gary for a very long time, and he actually was the chair of the zoning board prior, so many years of service, chaired the zoning board. And then when we combined them, the planning and the zoning board, he came over to the planning board and became the vice chair and has served as the vice chair, we think since 2013, when those 2 boards were combined. So I want to thank Gary for his many years of service. He always was someone that was just kind of level-headed and even-toned and thoughtful, I think, on the land use board. So thank him for our service. Also just wanted to recognize and thank the members of our police department who participated in the Police Unity Tour that is being featured in this month's magazine. From what I understand, we had 2 active officers and 3 retired officers that participated in the Unity Tour. And it looks like it was a wet day on at least 1 or 2 of the days in the pictures that we're seeing here. So thank you to our police department for supporting that amazing cause as well. I recently attended a meeting of the 200 Club. That was last Thursday morning. The Sussex County chapter of the 200 Club. It's an organization that raises money to provide scholarships and monies to family members of law enforcement, first responders that have fallen in the line of duty. And next Thursday evening is the reception at the Arbor Restaurant for awarding, I believe it's either 6 or 8 scholarships, ranging from $500 to $10,000 for students from many high schools throughout Sussex County. Notably, if I recall, Wallkill and Vernon and Kittatinny seem to have the share of people that are being awarded scholarships. So the 200 Club doing good work. And if you're interested, their annual fundraising dinner is coming up in November. I can get you more information on that. And I think that's all I have. So we'll move on. We have no unfinished business for tonight. We'll move on to ordinances. We have a second reading and public hearing for ordinance 2025-12. This is an ordinance to amend, revise, and supplement the town code of the town of Newton, County of Sussex, State of New Jersey, most notably Chapter 105 entitled Filming, Section 105-1 entitled Definitions, Section 105-3 entitled Issuance of Permits, and Chapter 100 entitled Fees and Costs, Section 100-8 entitled Filming, Chapter 105. And you'll recall these were changes that were required by the state to our existing ordinance that was adopted by the council last year, I believe. At this point, we'll open the hearing to the public. I don't think we have anyone in person. Tom, anyone online?
No raised hand.
All right, we'll close the hearing to the public. And can I have a motion to act?
I will make the motion to act on ordinance 2025-12.
And I'll second.
All right, I have a motion to act on ordinance by Councilwoman Diglio, a second by Councilwoman Teets. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Coos,
Yes.
Mr. Dixon,
Yes.
Mrs. Diglio,
Yes,
Mrs. Teets,
Yes,
Mayor LaFois.
Yes. And we have an introduction of ordinance 2025-13. This is an ordinance to amend, revise, and supplement Chapter 100 of the Town Code of the Town of Newton entitled Fees and Costs, most notably Section 100-19 entitled Utilities, especially Section 100-19A entitled Water Connection Fees, Chapter 228, 228-3C, and Section 100-19J entitled Sewer Connection. This is Chapter 228, 228-16. So this, you'll recall that we had a discussion about this at the last council meeting. Tom, any other updates or information for the council?
Just based on the report provided to you and the presentation from the chief financial officer.
All right, do we have a motion to introduce 2025-13?
I'll make a motion to introduce ordinance 2025-13.
I will second that motion.
I have a motion by Deputy Mayor Dixon and a second by Councilwoman Diglio. Roll call, please.
Mr. Coos,
Yes.
Mr. Dixon,
Yes.
Mrs. Diglio,
Yes,
Mrs. Teets,
yes,
Mayor LaFois.
Yes, ordinance 2025-13 will be, the public hearing on that ordinance will be held on Monday, June 23rd. Nope,
That says, yeah, 2/23.
Yeah.
Sorry.
yeah, 23. It has both dates, June
Yeah,
23rd.
sorry.
Okay, June 23rd, 2025 at 7 p.m. at the next scheduled council meeting, or that scheduled council meeting, sorry. I'm just gonna make that correction all the way down there, Terry.
Yep,
Okay.
I did. Sorry.
Ordinance 2025-14. This is an ordinance to amend, revise, and supplement Chapter 30 of the town of Newton, the town code of the town of Newton, I think that should say, right? County of Sussex, State of New Jersey, entitled Police Department, most notably Section 30-1, entitled Department Established Composition. Again, this is an ordinance that we have discussed. Tom, anything of note different than,
No, this is what we discussed several meetings regarding allowing us to hire the administrative sergeant and expanding the different positions up to. So that's
Okay.
what this reflects.
all right, do I have a motion to introduce ordinance 2025-14?
I'll make a motion to introduce ordinance 2025-15.
-14. And do I have a second?
It's on dash 14, correct?
Yes, on
Yeah,
14.
I'll second.
Thank you. I have a motion to introduce by Councilwoman Diglio and a second by Councilwoman Teets. A roll call vote, please.
Mr. Coos,
I abstain.
Mr. Dixon,
Yes.
Mrs. Diglio,
Yes,
Mrs. Teets,
Yes,
Mayor LaFois.
Yes. And again, the public hearing on this ordinance will be on Monday, June 23rd. We have ordinance 2025-15, an ordinance to amend, revise, and supplement chapter 30 of the town code entitled Police Department, most notably section 30-5 entitled Qualifications and Appointment of Members of the Department. The second ordinance to go with ordinance 2025-14. We have a motion to introduce.
I will make the motion to introduce ordinance 2025-15.
Okay, a second.
I will second 2025-15.
Thank you. Motion to introduce by Councilwoman Diglio, a second by Councilwoman Teets. A roll call, please.
Mr. Coos,
Yes.
Mr. Dixon,
Should
Mm.
abstain on it. It's for the police department.
Wait, that was the last
Both.
Both of them
Both
are.
are.
one. Oh, I see.
And this one is as per the state mayor that we have to make the changes for the hiring process.
Okay,
I abstain. from that.
okay. So, Mr. Dixon,
Yes.
Mrs. Diglio,
Yes,
Mrs. Teets,
Yes,
Mayor LaFois.
yes. Okay, thank you. And finally, we have ordinance 2025-16. This is,
Oh, wait, the hearing will also
Hearing.
be.
oh, hearing will also be right on Monday, June 23rd. An ordinance to amend, revise, this is ordinance 2025-16, an ordinance to amend, revise, and supplement chapter 213 of the town code entitled Article 2, Property Maintenance Code, most notably section 213-7 entitled Certificate of Smoke Detector and Carbon Monoxide Alarm Compliance. Tom,
Requirement of the state of New Jersey.
okay? Any questions or anything about that? All right, do I have a motion to introduce?
I'll make a motion to introduce 2025-16.
I have a second?
I will second 2025-16.
I have a motion to introduce by Deputy Mayor Dixon and a second by Councilwoman Teets. Roll call, please.
Mr. Coos,
Yes.
Mr. Dixon,
Yes.
Mrs. Diglio,
yes,
Mrs. Teets,
Yes,
Mayor LaFois.
Yes, and the public hearing on ordinance 2025-16 will also be held on Monday, June 23rd. All right, we will move on to the consent agenda. All items listed with an asterisk are considered to be routine and non-controversial by the town council and will be approved by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member so requests, in which case the item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered in its normal sequence on the agenda. Mr. Russo, can you run through all of those
Sure.
resolutions?
149 approves the fireworks display for Newton Day. 150 awards professional engineering services to Suburban in the amount of $11,680 for Merriam Avenue and Sussex Street Pump Station Consolidation. 151 adopts the fourth round affordable housing plan, spending plan. 152 it says appropriate funds or bonds in the event of a shortfall of funding for the affordable housing programs. 153 appoints me as the municipal housing liaison. 154 is the marketing plan for the housing. 155 is the 2025 housing element fair share plan as adopted by the planning board. 156 is the annual contract with CGP&H for administrative agent services for affordable housing. 157 disclosure contract Trojan Technologies. 158 allows us to use the Union County co-op pricing. 159 Weldon Asphalt through Union County. 160 Jessica Kibblewhite as a member of the Rec Commission. 161 releases a performance guarantee for Thor Labs. 162 is a Chapter 159 insertion into the budget for Clean Communities, $21,445.14. Reappointment of Mr. Hardmeyer to the Shade Tree Commission and bills and vouchers.
Any questions or discussion? Anything need to be removed from the consent agenda? All right, seeing none, do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
I have a motion to accept the consent agenda by Councilwoman Teets and a second by Deputy Mayor Dixon. Roll call, please.
Mr. Coos,
Yes.
Mr. Dixon,
Yes.
Mrs. Diglio,
Yes.
Mrs. Teets,
Yes.
Mayor LaFois.
Yes. JP, I think that's the first time.
I-
that you're-
I was-
I was waiting.
I read the bills 3 times.
I was honestly waiting for that too.
Right? I mean,
I'm like, wait a minute.
I don't think there's ever.
Yeah.
I even had written down
I
check
did
number,
too.
so I.
I had it ready to go.
Yeah. Thanks for surprising us all tonight. All right, section item 10 is open to the public. Do we have anybody in present that has anything? Seeing none. Tom, do we have anybody online?
No raised hand.
All right, no public comments tonight. Any further council or manager comments? Ms.
I'd like
Lees?
to just mention that the last two school board meetings, I have not been here. One was moved from a Monday to a Wednesday, so I was on my way to Italy.
Mhm.
And
Welcome back.
the next one was last Tuesday, and they were having a lengthy executive session before
Mhm.
that one. And so I did not attend that meeting. So next meeting, I'll provide any updates that are needed. Thanks.
Imagine wrapping up the school year and.
Yeah, the graduations.
Yeah, graduations and things. Okay. Deputy Mayor Dixon?
Nothing at this time, ma'am.
Will, Councilmember Cruz, Ms. Russo?
Just to mention, I believe the Newton High School Awards will be June 5th, so we'll have our annual scholarship award. And also on the 7th, besides Newton Day, we have Miss Newton, Little Mr. Little Miss here at Town Hall prior to that, so. Make a note, always a nice event,
Mm-hmm.
and we have one item for executive.
How are the applications looking
Thin.
then? And when are they due?
Um,
When were they due? When, I know.
They were due.
Did we do an extension?
No extensions this year,
Okay.
so I have to check with Danielle what the final head count was for scholarship and Miss Newton and Little Mr.
I mean, for next year,
Mhm.
we should think about how to promote both the scholarship application, even interns, but the Little Mr. and Little Miss. Because I think we always hear, like all of us, right, that like at Newton Day, oh gosh, wait, what's that? And what are the details? So anyways,
Last year we had a nice turnout for
Yeah.
both little Mr. and Miss.
y'all have to have some more kids. We do have an executive session tonight. This is resolution 165-2025. This is a resolution providing for a meeting not open to the public in accordance with the provisions of the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10:4-12. And we are going to executive session for attorney-client privilege with regards to redevelopment.
Are we taking formal action or not?
We are not afterwards.
There will be no formal action at the conclusion of the executive.
Okay. Do I have a motion to go into executive session?
I will make the motion to go into executive session.
I'll second.
And we're going into executive session at 7:27 PM. I have a motion to go in by Councilwoman Diglio and a second by Councilman Coos. Roll call, please.
Mr. Coos,
Yes.
Mr. Dixon,
Yes.
Mrs. Diglio,
Yes.
Mrs. Teets,
Yes.
Mayor LaFois.
Thank you very much. Yes.